Hello, we're the PNC Newsgirls, Mia
and Maya, reading the news 6 days a week because you're too lazy.
Thursday, July 6th, 2023.
We're already almost a week into July.
Yeah, and I'm still processing that it's not June.
I'm still processing that the 4th of July happened.
That's right. It's insane. Slow down.
No. It shouldn't slow down. It should pass through the entirety of summer and then stop.
Okay.
By leaving the process of procreation unchecked and submitting the individual to the hardest
Preparatory
test in life, nature selects the best from an abundance of single elements and stamps them as fit to live and carry on the
conservation
as a bag of the species. Man restricts the procreate facility. Is that facility?
Yeah,
procreative facility and strives
obstinately
to keep alive at any cost whatever has once been born. Adolf Hitler.
Okay.
That one was difficult to read.
Yeah. Anyways, on with the quick column. Millions join Zuckerberg's Twitter rival. Threads, Meta's newly launched social media app, intended to rival Twitter, saw 10 million users sign up to the platform in its first 7 hours. The company's chief executive, Mark Zuckerberg, has said. Writing on the new platform soon after its debut, late on Wednesday, Zuckerberg said the service would allow users to build something great together, before revealing that it had received 10 million signups in 7 hours.
Social credit. Bank blocks account for parents' organization opposed to child transgenderism. Why do I get all the big words? Following Brexit leader Nigel Farage revealing 9 banks have refused to account, a slew of people, mostly holding right-wing or conservative-leaning beliefs, have revealed that they have faced similar Chinese communist-style debanking in Britain. According to a report from The Telegraph, the transgenderism critical parents group Our Duty, which represents over 2,000 parents who are concerned about children being encouraged into medically transitioning their gender, has been refused a new bank account at the Metro Bank.
Yeah. The vast majority of Russian and Ukrainian Jews expected to immigrate in mass exodus. An in-depth study conducted by the Institute for Jewish Policy Research, JPR, has shed light on the recent migration trends among European Jews, providing valuable insights into the political realities and experiences of Jewish communities across the continent. The report, titled Jewish Migration Today, What It May Mean for Europe, analyzes data from 15 European countries representing approximately 94% of the Jewish population in Europe. Dr. Daniel Statsky, director of JPR's European Demography Unit, authored the report.
Okay. Hillary? Is that Hillary?
Yeah.
Aide Michael Keyes spotted with Bill Clinton amid FTX's $700 million suit. Michael Keyes, the ex-aide to Hillary Clinton turned Hollywood super agent, seemed unbothered by FTX's $700 million lawsuit against his firm while hanging out in London with former President Bill Clinton. In photos exclusively obtained by the Post, Keyes was pictured Monday exchanging some laughs with his former boss during a stroll through the Capitol streets. The pair were dressed casually in jeans and light jackets and trailed by a small
entourage
during the London walkabout, which took place on the eve of Clinton's trip to Albania.
And so has come to say hello. Anyways, full column. King Charles III is crowned again, this time in Scotland. Ceremony prominently displayed Heir William Prince of Wales in Edinburgh. England's King Charles III waited 70 years to be crowned monarch, as his mother held a long and fruitful reign. But now, a mere couple of months after his May 6th investiture, he will do it all over again. this time in a ceremonial rather than statutory event in Edinburgh, Scotland. The New York Times reported, Charles was presented with a scepter, sword of state, and the crown first worn at coronation by Mary, Queen of Scots, in 1543. He and Queen Camilla participated in a solemn religious service at St. Giles, yes, probably Giles Cathedral, gazing at the ancient stone of destiny used in the inauguration of Scottish kings. Afterward, a squadron of Royal Air Force jets streaked across the cerulean skies above Edinburgh's Royal Mile.
Okay. Why did you get two coordinations?
I don't know. Like, why do you need two coordinations?
Isn't one enough?
Yeah. It's not like you're the King of Scotland, are you?
Study says drinking water from nearly half of U.S. faucet contains potentially harmful chemicals.
This is the way you get reverse osmosis.
Traverse City. What is this bit here even for?
I don't know.
Drinking water from nearly half of U.S. faucets likely contains forever chemicals. What?
Yeah, it's type of just like a whole bunch of different chemicals that stay in your body forever.
Oh.
That's my understanding of it, at least.
That may cause cancer and other health problems, according to a government study released Wednesday. Why is everything cancer?
I know.
If it contains something harmful, it's cancer. The synthetic compounds of The synthetic compounds known collectively as PFAS are contaminating drinking water to varying extents in large cities and small towns, and in private wells and public systems, the U.S. Geological Survey said. Researchers described the study as the first nationwide effort to test for PFAS in tap water from private sources in addition to regulated ones. Builds on previous scientific findings that the chemicals are widespread, showing up in consumer products as diverse as nonstick pans, food packaging, and water-resistant clothing, and making their way into water supplies.
Alright then. You can now add your clothes to the list of things that are toxic. I imagine that less than 25% of the readership is going to read through what I posted below, and I'd really like this to stop happening. Alden Wicker, an expert on chemicals and fashion, writes for The Guardian. The first thing that happened when Mary, an Alaska Airlines attendant, received a new high-performance synthetic uniform in the spring of 2011 was a hacking cough. Then a rash bloomed on her chest. Next came migraines, brain fog, a racing heart, and blurry vision. Basically, synthetic things are bad. The end.
Ban on recording without consent is unconstitutional, U.S. court rules. Oregon does not have a compelling interest in protecting people's privacy in public places, the majority ruled. Even if they did, the law is not tailored enough because Oregon has other laws that cover privacy concerns, such as the law allowing tort lawsuits by people who are recorded without consent. The law burdens more protected speech than is necessary to achieve its stated interests, the judge wrote.
Alright. Prominent neo-Nazi propagandist arrested in Canada. In a statement on Wednesday, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police said, the case is the first in Canada in which an individual advocating a violent far-right ideology has been charged with both terrorism and hate propaganda. A second person was arrested in Kingsay Falls, Quebec, and may face charges at a later date, according to the statement. MacDonald allegedly reported the
Atomwaffen
division in accelerationist neo-Nazi group. Originally formed in the United States, accelerationism is the belief that various extreme measures, including violence, are needed to force the swift collapse of society and put in place a new order of power.
Who's naming their child MacDonald? I really hope that's his last name so it wasn't chosen.
Yeah, it probably is, but yeah.
Like, MacDonald? Really? I bet the entirety of in school, people were just like, oh, McDonald had him.
Yeah, probably. Call him McDonald.
Joe Rogan says that the 2020 election wasn't rigged by the media. Rogan made the statement during his latest episode with Tom Segura?
Yeah, Segura, I think.
A clip of which was shared online by
Myth-informed. Like myth.
Misinformed, but misinformed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's a bad pun. Even if it wasn't rigged, let's say it wasn't rigged, let's say it was a fair election. For sure it was rigged by the media, Rogan told Segura, I don't know. For sure. Rogan cited the Hunter Biden laptop cover-up and, how do you say that?
Fox.
That seems too easy, but alright. Russian collusion stories as the main forms of political manipulation and propaganda that may have pushed the American people into electing President Joe Biden instead of giving the former President Donald Trump a second term.
I don't think anybody willingly voted for Joe Biden. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't see it.
I'm sure some people did.
Probably, but like, why?
A handful of truly stupid ones.
Yep. Alright, Monkey Column. Accused Philadelphia shooter Kim Brady Carricker bizarrely claims deadly spree was attempt to curb city's gun violence. Because gun violence cures gun violence. Yep. Kim Brady Carricker, I don't know, 40, commended the officers who arrested him on a job well done following the deadly holiday weekend rampage, the Philadelphia Inquirer reported. He then bizarrely told the cops that he allegedly opened fire on innocent people and children to try to help police since all these guys are out there killing people, sources familiar with the investigation told the outlet. I am so confused.
A what?
He has schizophrenia. I'm just like,
He's clearly schizophrenic.
how would that make any sense?
Again, he's schizophrenic. Okay.
Canyon?
Okay, we'll go with that. MPs back tougher anti-gay legislation. Canada's parliament has unanimously passed a motion to further tighten laws on homosexuality, which is already largely criminalized in the West African nation. The motion to amend an anti-LGBTQ bill was approved by all 275 lawmakers on Wednesday after a month of public debate and revisions to the 36-page document introduced in 2021.
Alright. Dad Martada Mohammed, charged with murder for scalding son 7 with hot water, has discipline. A New Hampshire man has been hit with a murder charge after his 7-year-old son died with severe burns, dead allegedly inflicted as discipline. Martada Mohammed, 25, was charged with second-degree murder of his son Javion Riley months after his tragic January 24th death, the Manchester police announced Monday. Mohammed had already been locked up on charges of assault, endangering the welfare of a child, and falsifying physical evidence for the same case.
Mohammed.
Yep.
Violations committed against children hits record high, says UN chief. The number of serious violations committed against children has hit a record high, according to the UN's Secretary General's annual report on children in conflict. The UN Security Council was briefed on Wednesday on the results of the report, particularly the record number of grave violations. This year's report from the Secretary General includes both the highest number of grave violations ever verified by the U.S. nation at over 27,000 and the highest ever number of situations of concern at 26,000.
Alright, War Crumble. Why is Biden's FTC helping China win the tech race? Throughout China's quest to become the global leader in technology, the one aspect that's been lacking in comparison to the countries whose IP they steal is a lack of innovation. Enter Joe Biden's FTC, which may have just become China's unlikely ally in their quest to become number one. As former Trump administration advisor Brian Kavanaugh writes on the Hill. In the Hill, whatever.
Okay. Body parts strewn around the state capital outside Mexico City, apparently left by violent cartels. Okay, Mexico, AP, or Toluca, if you want. A violent drug cartel is suspected of leaving a severed human leg found hanging from a pedestrian bridge Wednesday in Toluca, just west of Mexico City. Before the day was out, parts of at least 2 bodies had turned up around the city. At the bridge, the trunk of the body was left on the street below near the city center, along with handwritten signs signed by the Familia. I'm dying. Familia?
Yeah, Familia.
Nope, I can't do that one.
It's a cartel.
Cartel. It's a cartel.
Yep.
Other parts of the body were found later in another neighborhood, also with handwritten drug cartel signs nearby. The victim was apparently a man aged between 35 and 40.
Alright then. Mother, who claimed her son went missing for 8 years, kept him locked inside their home, sexually abused him, made him take hallucinogenic mushrooms, and treated him like a slave, counselor claims. Quanell, who was present in the meeting as a mediator between the family and police, said Farias asked to speak to him in private. After being separated from his mother, Farias reportedly said he never went missing, and for the last years his mother has been making him sleep in the bed with her and making him play daddy. When asked for details about the sexual assault claims, Juanel said he did not want to go into details about the kissing. Anyways, let's do the next one. Forget about that.
I'm gonna purge that from my mind.
Yeah. Poor child.
Okay. India. Ruling Hindu Nationalist Party member urinates on indigenous person in viral video.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. The man urinating has been identified as Pravesh Shukla, I don't know. Allegedly a member of the, I've never heard of BJP? Interesting. Party and an associate of sitting members in the legislature. Although BJP officials deny these connections, Madhya Pradesh is a BJP political stronghold. Outraged reactions quickly flooded social media as opposition politicians called for stern action against Shukla. The controversy heated up quickly because Madhya Pradesh is scheduled to hold legislative elections in November.
Alright. Well, that's all. Thank you for listening to Mia
and Maya. Read the Pole News Central homepage. Please do all the good things.
And come back tomorrow for a segregated.